Now, it's a pretty disastrous election result for Labour, your worst since 1935. What do you think went wrong?
Well, I've been up and down the country already speaking to voters and activists asking the very same question. I think it was a combination of a number of factors. First of all, our Brexit position, the time it took to get to our ultimate position on calling for a people's vote took a bit too long. I also think that we had a manifesto which, although was incredible in parts, nobody believed was actually deliverable. And the leadership came up a lot on the doorstep.
You say there that you took too long in getting to your position supporting a second referendum. Some people would argue that it was that position that you ended up at that was the real problem. If you look at the seats where you lost so many voters, it was Brexit supporting seats in the North and Midlands. Surely it was that position, not just the time it took.
I think what people wanted was leadership from us, and we didn't show that in enough time. I think ultimately saying that we would negotiate a better deal and put it back to the people was a good position to come to. I mean, look, I make no apology. I was very outspoken on the fact that I would not support Theresa May's deal, I would not support Boris Johnson's deal, and I believe that we should put it back to the people. But we took too long coming to that position as a party, and as a result, we lost trust of people in both Leave and Remain seats.
Same time, though, as you said, you've always been a supporter of the people's vote, if you like, or second referendum, as others call it. You're an MP for London. Some people will be looking, at your candidacy and thinking, why would we need to get somebody who is, pro-Remain, from a London constituency, when actually the voters that we need to reach are not those voters?
I understand that, but actually I make no apology for really supporting my community. I knew that leaving the EU would be worse off for my community, for jobs, for local businesses, but I do wholeheartedly accept that we are leaving the EU. And now the job moving forward is to stare the Conservative Party in the eye, to look at Boris Johnson and stand up for our workers' rights, our environmental protections, our security, our food standards. And as Deputy Leader, that's the fight that I will take. But I will say this, Sophie, I grew up in poverty. I know what hunger feels like. I know what being cold feels like. And my lived experiences will enable me to connect with voters around the country. It doesn't matter that I'm from London.
So it's not just, you say it's more about the experience that you've had rather than the location that you grew up in?
Absolutely, and I work on our frontline NHS. I'm fighting our government and cuts every single day when I work as an A&E doctor. The Labour Party changed my life. It enabled a mixed-race woman from a single-parent background whose mum had to work 3 jobs to put food on the table, to then, despite failing her A-levels and feeling like she was lost of all hope, to go on and go to Cambridge to study medicine at age 24 because a Labour Party believed in her. I want to stand for Deputy Leader because I want to show every child in this country that there's no ceiling on what they can achieve. There was a ceiling placed on me and my family under Thatcher and major governments, and I'm determined to smash that ceiling for all the children for whom the door closed on the 12th of December.
So is Labour failing those children now?
Labour's not failing. The Conservative government have been failing them for the last 10 years.
Didn't convince people.
We need a Labour government, and you're right, people didn't trust us to govern. And as Deputy Leader, I'm going to go into the communities, up and down the country, into Scotland, into Wales, roll up my sleeves and listen.
That's the pitch. I just want to bring it back to reality slightly with the latest polling. This is the latest polling on the Deputy Leadership poll from YouGov. You're there on 80%.
Yes.
Way out in front, on 57%, is Angela Rayner. I mean, on this score, she would win in the first round.
She would.
I mean, is it effectively game over?
For me?
Well, for all of you, apart from Angela Rayner.
It's never game over. It's never game over, Sophie. I've been the underdog my whole life. I've always been told that there are things I can't achieve because of who I am and where I come from. I've never listened before, I'm never going to listen now. But you know what? The fact that I'm on the show with you this morning, if there is one child that turns on the TV and says, oh my goodness, she was poor, she was hungry, she was cold, she failed at everything, she felt devoid of hope, but she's able to go on and achieve and go from poverty to Parliament. If there's one child that's influenced by my story, it doesn't matter that I'm on 8% because I'm winning being right here getting those messages out.
OK, I'm keen to get your thoughts on the leadership contest. Who do you want to win?
I genuinely will work with whoever the leader is, and I'm actually the only Deputy Leader that didn't nominate a leadership candidate.
But who do you want to win?
I don't have an opinion at this point because I think over the ensuing
Hoping for a shadow
weeks...
cabinet job with one of the winners then?
Listen, would I love to be the Shadow Secretary of State for Health, given my NHS background, given the fact that I'm fighting in A&E all the time during shifts? Of course I'd love that. But more importantly...
Should it be a woman?
I think it needs to be the right person for the job. I would really like to see a woman at the top of the party now, but fundamentally, we have a rebuilding process that is going to take years. It's going to require listening, it's going to require working together, and it's got to be about the best person for the job. But it's going to be exciting the next few weeks, seeing, you know, people setting out their stall. It's going to be interesting.
OK, I'm keen to ask you quickly about a story that was in the Sunday Times today. It's about reports that Jeremy Corbyn is planning to nominate his Chief of Staff, Carrie Murphy, for a peerage. Do you think it's appropriate that someone so closely involved with the last election campaign should be elevated to the House of Lords?
I personally don't know Carrie Murphy well at all. What I do know is that she's currently being investigated by the EHRC, and I made clear yesterday that as Deputy Leader I would take on board every single recommendation from the EHRC
These
regarding
are the allegations of
anti-Semitism
and how they were dealt with in the Labour Party.
And Hope Not Hate said that anyone who is being investigated by the EHRC shouldn't be recommended for a peerage. So I think that does need to be taken seriously.
So you're a bit uncomfortable with it? I
would like to see the outcome of the EHRC report, and I don't know Carrie Murphy personally.
OK. Now, just to finish, I thought, because, you know, not all of our viewers will have a clear impression of who you are, we could end with a little quick-fire round.
OK.
OK?
Oof.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready? OK. William and Kate or Harry and Meghan?
Harry and Meghan.
Love Actually or Love Island?
Oh, both. I like both.
That's allowed.
A, because I did the Love Actually video, but I do like Love Island.
OK. Boxing or football?
Boxing.
Favourite member of the Conservative Party?
Tracy Crouch.
And political hero?
Ooh, Clement Attlee.